2 at
2025.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
How exciting. An American Pope.
I know. I remember yesterday afternoon, I was ready to go on for my full weather segment, and then saw the white smoke, and there it was. And of course, the anticipation, and congratulations to the new Pope. Today, though, we're dealing with some rain showers yet again, but as I mentioned before, some good news along that front for the weekend. A look at the current conditions out there in downtown Utica right now. It is a drier start to the day. Some spots, some patchy, dense fog. Just a heads up. You see that cloud layer very close to the ground over Utica right now. Temperatures are in the 40s. A cooler start to the day today. Some spots out in western New York actually have potential for frost. Much of our local area, though, expected to remain above freezing for the time being. Radar starting out with some dry conditions north and west, but notice this rain slowly inching its way north into our area. We'll track the heaviest, where the heaviest rain is moving in just a minute. But first, when it comes to a flood watch in effect for Fulton, Montgomery, Otsego, and Chenango counties, primarily out in the capital region. And a reminder that flood watches stand for we are watching for floods. None are taking place right now, but just a heads up that there could be some rainfall that might be more on the impactful side as you head out through the Mohawk Valley toward Albany. Either way, today's highs in the low to mid 50s. A cooler day today with that widespread rain, but again, we got some great news for Mother's Day weekend for that forecast. Details coming up in just a minute. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The state budget.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Happy Friday. Time now is 5:14. You just saw the tower cam on Smith Hill here in Deerfield. Our camera looking at foggy conditions here in the higher elevations, likely both north and south of the Mohawk Valley. So just a heads up as you're leaving early this morning. We'll take a look at some more of that detail in the Munson Commutecast. First off, a look at some area roadways. Most of these locations are not reporting fog, but again, just a heads up if you are heading up into those hilltop spots. Traffic tracker pretty much green across the board and no incidents to report of as of early this morning. And then as we look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, what was initially a relatively dry overnight is turning to a little bit more unsettled yet again. This widespread rain is moving in as low pressure surges in from the south. This is going to produce that rainfall for pretty much the entire day today. So again, this morning, rain showers, patchy fog. This afternoon, widespread rain. So definitely keep that umbrella handy. But you might not need that umbrella all too much heading into this weekend. We've got great news along that front when it comes to the Mother's Day weekend forecast coming in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. President Trump announced a
cutting-edge surgery without the cutting.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Mother's Day weekend is right around the corner, and the weather for that could be a lot nicer than the weather today. Today, dealing with rain showers, but at least most of the area this morning not seeing that rain just yet. Downtown Utica, a live view right now. We've got this low-lying cloud layer, which is producing some of those foggy locations in those hilltops. Just a heads up, when you're heading out to work today, you might encounter some pretty dense fog in those higher elevations. Either way, temperatures in the 40s, calm winds allowing that fog to form, even some dew to fall on some cars that are in the sheltered areas of that wind. Either way, the radar right now showing the rain slowly moving in from the southwest, and much of this actually going to be falling in the Albany area heading into the Mohawk Valley. Generally east of Utica is where much of that rainfall is going to take place. And we zoom out, we can see this low pressure system slowly inching its way north, and the cutoff point, because for example Buffalo is going to be seeing clear skies today. Meantime, here locally, a bit of the opposite. So when it comes to cloud cover on our Grumpy Cast here, I know some of you might be more upset that we're seeing yet again cloudy skies today, but don't worry, plenty of smiles heading into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, with sunshine moving in late Saturday and then lingering through pretty much all of Sunday and into Monday. So if you're waiting for this dry weather to move in so you can finally mow your lawn, again, I would say to hold off today, even into Saturday, because that lawn might still be soaked. But Sunday, maybe even Monday, if you want to hold off on Mother's Day, looking great for mowing the lawn. The Mowcast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So today, rain moves in, widespread. Again, you can see much of that heaviest of rain falling out west, or out east, I should say. Then wraparound rain early Saturday morning. It's a damp start to your day, but by the afternoon, the clouds decrease, the sunshine moves in, and temperatures peak into the upper 50s to low 60s. Sunday starts out pretty chilly in the 40s and 30s across the board. And then by Sunday afternoon, 50s approaching the mid-60s by the evening, with plenty of sunshine here across the area. So again, when it comes to rainfall accumulation, notice that cutoff point and where much of that rain is falling in the Vermont, Massachusetts, Hudson Valley area. Meantime, a sharp decrease, almost no rainfall heading out through the I-90 corridor toward Buffalo. So your 7-day forecast. Pretty great news for Mother's Day, Gary. Mother's looking forward to that. Get out and grill. Make sure your mom gets a nice steak for Mother's Day, or whatever food she prefers, because again, it's going to be beautiful, great for outdoor cooking.
That's for sure. And look at Monday, almost summer-like.
Yeah, summer-like, and even summer-like into next week. 70s with maybe thunderstorms, but still plenty of sun.
Yeah, looks like we're going to make the turn, right?
Yes.
Eric, thanks. A 2-year-old beaver. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libertor. Let's get right over to the Weather Center this morning. Meteorologist Eric Gage, yes, believe it or not, is tracking more rain, right?
Yeah, it feels like a broken record, Gary. We're talking rain today, rain yesterday, but at least the good news is that it will be coming to an end by tomorrow. A look at downtown Utica right now. We are dealing with some stubborn light rain, even some drizzle at this point, along with patchy fog. So another damp day, damp morning so far, but things are going to get a little more rainy as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures early today as you wake up will be in the 40s, low 40s in some spots as well. So it's a little cooler than yesterday, but either way, there's that rainfall slowly moving into our area, and expect this to become a lot more widespread as we head throughout the afternoon and in the evening. You can see the slow movement north of that rain. A flood watch is in effect for portions of Fulton, Montgomery, Schoharie, Otsego, and Chenango counties for today. And again, a flood watch means we are watching for potential flooding. And this is for the locations that have already seen plenty of rain yesterday or the past several days and could see a decent amount today. But again, no flooding is currently taking place right now. Temperatures peak in the low to mid 50s today. And again, as we head into the weekend, we could be seeing a lot more in terms of sunshine. Yes, not making this up. We could see some sun. The details on that coming up in a few short minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Pope Leo starts his new job at the Vatican.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Good morning. A scene like that in Oneonta makes you wonder, what are the temperatures looking like the next few days? They're going to stick in these cooler patterns with rain, but either way, we look ahead to this weekend and next week. One of the major things that changes, of course, being the sunshine. The other thing is the temperature. We expect to see a lot more upper 70s, mid 70s. Heading into next week, and even though rain chances increase by, say, Wednesday and Thursday later next week, still it's feeling a lot more summer-like, or at least back to what we typically see this time of year, although slightly above average temperature-wise. Either way, and start to enjoy some more of that warmer and drier weather starting this weekend. When it comes to our photo of the day, this is a photo I wanted to share with you guys, taken in Lee of spot this, a red eft, and this is something growing up here I've always seen out in the woods. They're adorable little lizards. I believe they're called lizards, some reptile form. Either way, they're very small and very adorable. So a shout out to the person who submitted this photo from Lee. You can see the size of him, of course, right there next to that mushroom there. If you have a photo like this one, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Gary?
Adorable, but I know I'd be jumping if I saw one.
They're friendly. You're okay.
Eric, thank you. Well, the U.S.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning on this Friday. We are looking at, yet again, more rain. I sound like a broken record here, but we have just one more day of this sustained rain to deal with before we'll see a lot more of the sunshine, the giant bright ball in the sky. Downtown Utica, a live view outside, rain showers moving in. The roadways are now damp on what was originally dry about an hour ago. And 46 degrees with clouds in Rome, likely seeing that change over to rain with that official report coming up in a few minutes here from Griffiths. Either way, temperature sits at, or at least the wind dew point sits at 43 degrees. So saturated atmosphere and a light west-northwest wind. The radar, again, starting to fill up with that widespread rain, and this will continue for much of the day today. We can see the shifting north of this low pressure system. It's going to move its way through the area. Heaviest of rain in the Hudson Valley and the capital region. But here locally, of course, still seeing some of that rainfall effects from it too. So clouds remain pretty persistent today on our grumpy cast. I know you might be a little bit more grumpy with more clouds today, but look at this. We got smiles, sunshine moves in for the second half of Saturday and pretty much all of Sunday and Monday. So Mother's Day, for those of you hardworking moms out there, there's my gift to all of you. Plenty of sun. Although it won't be nearly as warm, it's still going to be a lot nicer, at least with the lack of rainfall. Either way, if you have to do any yard work, for example, mowing the lawn, I know a lot of you guys might have some pretty saturated lawns. It might be a little spongy, so it might take a little bit for that rain to really soak into the soil. Hold off maybe on Saturday. Avoid tracking some mud tracks on your lawn. Maybe Sunday or Monday, if that, but we'll see how quickly this rainfall gets absorbed. MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So today, widespread rain, heaviest of it falling out east. This continues for much of the afternoon and into the evening and overnight. Still lingering light rain Saturday morning, but by the afternoon, those clouds decrease and sunshine moves in by around noontime to 1 p.m. and lingers through the overnight. Clear skies, temperatures falling into the 40s and 30s, and then Mother's Day starts out cool, but look at this, nearly wall-to-wall sunshine with high temperatures in the mid-60s. When it comes to rainfall, as you can see here, much of that rain is going to be hitting the Vermont, Massachusetts, Mohawk, or I should say Hudson Valley area, heading down into New York City. Your 7-day forecast, I mean, this is just great, Gary. I mean, we were mentioning rain showers last Sunday, hoping that, you know, Mother's Day was a little different, and yes, go outside and grill for mothers out there. Enjoy the sunshine.
Boy, a lot of sunshine,
yes,
too. Eric, thanks. It is the leading cause of 25.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And I know we were watching intensely yesterday, waiting for the new pope to be announced, and a lot of folks thought it was going to be an Italian, a Filipino.
That was a bit of a shocker,
yeah,
seeing the announcement, but yeah,
an American.
Yeah, pretty awesome seeing that happen the first time in history. Today we'll be dealing with some rain, unfortunately yet again, but there will be some more sunshine arriving as we head into this weekend. First off, a look outside. We're dealing with rain showers in downtown Utica right now. Low-lying clouds as well, so there might be some patchy fog in your morning commute, especially in those hilltops north and south of the Mohawk Valley. Either way, temperatures in the 40s, so it's a cooler day today. In fact, we don't really warm up all too much beyond this. The outlier here, in case you want to direct your anger toward Buffalo, which is sunny out right now, they're not really seeing any rainfall today. Of course, kidding, don't throw any anger to Buffalo, but a lot of our area here will be cloudy and rainy. Radar indicating that as well. That rain is slowly moving in from the south and from the west, and it's going to fill up and start to become more widespread, as you can see here. And we'll expect this throughout the day today and to the evening hours tonight. With this rainfall, with the saturated soil in the high water table, locations in Fulton, Montgomery, Otsego, and Shenango counties are under a flood watch, meaning we're watching for any flooding. No flooding is currently taking place right now. But with the additional rain expected, there could be some concern for some ponding and some flooding in flood-prone areas. Either way, temperatures today peaking in the low to mid-50s with that widespread rain moving in. And again, as I mentioned, sunshine moves in. How early will it move in? The details in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. For the first time in the nearly
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Happy Friday, everyone. This week has been nothing short of a washout, cloudy skies. It's been damp, and today, a bit of the same story when it comes to rain showers. But I do want to give some of that silver lining that there is some more sun following today. But we got to get through today first. Either way, on the Munson Commutecast, heading out the door this morning, most roadways are damp. Check for any ponding on those low-lying areas. The main focus this morning would be any areas of patchy, dense fog, primarily those higher elevations north and south of the Mohawk Valley to that low-lying cloud layer. Either way, traffic tracker, pretty much green across the board. Really no other impacts aside from that fog. And the radar, as you can see here, rain slowly moving in. It's starting to become more widespread as that radar signature fills in. A lot more of that moisture moving in from the south and from the west. Either way, that rain continues for much of this morning with patchy fog this afternoon, damp conditions, widespread rain, and temperatures in the 50s. So keep that umbrella handy throughout the day today and that rain jacket, but you might not need it for this coming weekend. The reason why in that full forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Just get through today, right?
Yeah, just for today.
Eric, thanks. A traffic alert this morning. The state
Swell your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
Omni, we've got your back.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Friday, time now is 6:19, and early today we are dealing with yet again more rain. Seems like it's been day in and day out of rain, and you're not wrong. It's been such a rainy and somewhat cool stretch. It was actually a little more muggy and warmer earlier in the week. But either way, the rain has been persistent. And current conditions in Rome shows cloudy skies and calm winds. Of course, the border of this rainfall is right on the cusp of the Rome area, which you can see here in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. It is just on the doorstep of the city of Rome right now, and much of the Utica, Mohawk Valley area witnessing some of this rain early today. As we zoom out, we can see the movement of this low pressure system moving its way north into the area. Already the bullseye of the heaviest of rain will be in the Hudson Valley capital region in the borders of Vermont and in parts of Massachusetts. I'll show that map coming up in a little bit. Either way, it's been cloudy. That's been the main story. But after today, which unfortunately is overcast, on our Grumpy Cast, we'll see a lot more smiles Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Especially the second half of Saturday with sunshine moving in the later half of the day, and then plenty of sun for Sunday and for Monday. So if you've been just eagerly anticipating the return of sunshine, just wait a day or so. Something else to mention too with all this rainfall. Yes, we do dry out tomorrow afternoon and even into Sunday, but with a lot of locations, there's been such a high amount of water on the ground that the soil is somewhat spongy. Some of you might have noticed that as you're on your yards or attempting to mow. You may want to wait a few days, all that water to soak in. Maybe Sunday evening, Monday might be your better bet of mowing. The Mowcast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So when it comes to rainfall today, widespread rain continues on through the area into the afternoon and into the evening hours. And overnight, rain showers initially Saturday morning, drying out by Saturday afternoon with sunshine and temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s. Clear skies roll through into early Sunday morning, and then after a cooler start in the upper 30s, low 40s, we warm up into the 50s, eventually mid-60s by Mother's Day afternoon, and plenty of sun expected throughout the day. So if you're a fan of sunshine, we just got to get through this rain first. You can see much of that rainfall accumulation will stick pretty much just east of the Utica area, including, say, parts of the eastern half of the Mohawk Valley. 7-day forecast. This is just something that I was eagerly anticipating, waiting for the trend to produce sunshine for Mother's Day. And of course, right now, happy Mother's Day to my mom. Figured
Yes.
I would give a shout out this morning. Haven't done so yet. And celebrating on Saturday, actually, but we'll be making some shrimp scampi.
Oh, shh. You weren't supposed to tell her.
Oh, she knows about it. But
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Be sure to like us once again, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. Meteorologist Eric Gage, unfortunately, is tracking yet more rain for us today. But Eric, you're saying good news is on the way, right?
Yeah, good news on the way, especially for this coming weekend. In fact, a lot more in terms of sunshine. But again, we got to get through today. A look outside right now in downtown Utica. We're dealing with overall rainy conditions at this point. Temperatures beginning this morning in the 40s. So it's a cooler start as well. But of course, the one outlier being out here in Buffalo. Sunshine, temperatures are a little cooler in the 30s, but it's the one spot in New York State today that will be almost entirely dry. Radar, you can see all this widespread rain moving its way north throughout the area today. A lot of that heaviest of rain will be falling in the capital region, in the Hudson Valley. Here locally, still some decent rainfall, but much of this will continue throughout the day. Either way, you have flood advisory, or at least flood watches in effect for Fulton, Montgomery, Otsego, and Chenango counties. Flood watch, a reminder that we are watching for flood potential. There's no flooding currently taking place right now. So the next 12 hours, expect temperatures to climb only a few more degrees into the mid to low 50s with widespread rain. As we head into this weekend, there's a difference in the weather pattern. We have more sun moving in. When does it move in detail? Coming up in just a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Pope Leo the 14th.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
The Oneonta is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
A foggy and damp scene down the Oneonta early today. When it comes to temperatures, at least yesterday, including today, not really warming up all too much. But for those wondering when that summertime feel the air moves in, the answer is actually not far from now. Now, this weekend's going to be a little cooler. Temperatures in the 60s, but by next week, we're pushing the upper 70s, nearing low 80s, and we remain in the 70s for much of next week as a warmer pattern and at least a drier pattern to start the week moves in. There could be some rain chances, as well as maybe some thunderstorms later on in the work week next week. But when it comes to widespread cloudy skies and soaking rainfall, that's something we're going to see a lot less of moving forward to next week. So a big fan of warm temperatures, just wait until next Monday. So when it comes to our photo of the day, our final photo of the day this week, this one I wanted to showcase because this was a photo of a red after a little, one of those baby newts. And they're so adorable. I've seen a lot of them on whenever I'm out in the woods somewhere. And Gary, you said you don't want to pick them up, right?
No, I'm not.
I picked a few up in my time. They're so adorable. But again, amazing photo right here. You can see how small it is compared to that mushroom there. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pic. So Gary, I'll be sure to gift you a little red out.
Yeah, I'm a big baby. Big baby. Eric, thanks. The U.S. Department of Transportation is
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, guys. On this Friday, today we'll be tracking yet again more rain, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel with sunshine potentially throughout this weekend. First off, let's take a look in downtown Utica right now. The time sits at 6:50, and the rain is still moving into parts of the area right now. In fact, pretty much a lot of the area. Light rain now reported in Rome. Slight westerly wind of 5 miles per hour. Dew points of 43 degrees. So we got a saturated air right now, and a lot of that rain is again moving in. There is a little bit of a heavier rainfall in the Westmoreland area of the Thruway corridor right there, as you can see. And the heavier rainfall, of course, more widespread out in the capital region. We zoom out, we can see this low pressure center moving its way north. It's going to slingshot itself into pretty much a lot of upstate New York and then exit to the east as we head into tomorrow. So we still have this overcast and rainy day today. So on our grumpy cast, you might be a little upset with the lack of sunshine today, but don't worry, look at here, a lot more smiles, especially Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Wall-to-wall sunshine on Sunday, and likely the same for Monday, with dry weather as high pressure moves in. And although things dry out with the sustained and just sheer amount of rain we've seen recently, a lot of lawns might be a little spongy, a little bit damp, and might be difficult to actually mow, despite if it dries out in a day or so. You might want to wait a couple of days, maybe Sunday evening, maybe Monday, to mow the lawns, give your lawns a chance to dry up a little bit. The Mowcast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So when it comes to widespread rain today, you can see it pretty much moving in throughout the late morning and early afternoon. Continuing into the evening, overnight the rain becomes a little less widespread. It's going to be spotty. Some of you might still see rain, some of you might see cloudy skies. Either way, it's another damp start to your day on Saturday. Temperatures beginning in the 40s. But as you head to the afternoon, the clouds decrease and the sunshine moves in. It'll be a pretty nice end to the day on Saturday, followed by a cool overnight in the 40s and 30s Saturday night to Sunday. And then for Mother's Day itself, here you go, sunshine across the board. Temperatures climbing from the 40s into eventually the low to mid 60s. So when it comes to rainfall, just a quick recap. You can see where much of that rain falls. It's for much of Vermont, Massachusetts, Capital Region, Hudson Valley, New York City area, and the edge of it is just to the east of Utica, and a sharp decrease in totals as you head out to, say, Rochester and Buffalo. And so your 7-day forecast, beautiful weather as we head into Sunday. It's a little bit cooler, but a lot warmer on Monday, high 78, and with Mother's Day being sunny, no excuse to go out and cook your mom a steak for dinner, give her a nice meal. Enjoy the sunshine. We definitely deserve it after quite some time of the rain.
All the mothers deserve that.
Yes.
The time right now is 6:50.
With Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And boy, have we seen some heavy rains come down this morning. Luckily, though, no flooding so far, but you're keeping an eye on things.
Yes, we're in at least some parts of the area in the flood watch, but that means that we're watching for flooding. There's no flood warnings in effect right now, which is the good news. Still, though, I'm just going to send out the forecast this weekend, because why not? It's been raining the past several days, and I figured, no, let's add a bright note immediately to our forecast. This weekend is going to be a lot nicer than this past week. We've got rain showers initially on Saturday. That's going to end as we head into Saturday afternoon, with sunshine moving in and even more sun as we head into Mother's Day. Now, we'll be in the mid to low 60s for Saturday, mid 60s on Sunday. So it's not an incredibly warm weekend, but with that sun shining, I know a lot of you guys will be out and about enjoying this first dry day in quite some time. At least completely dry and completely sunny day. But either way, live in Cooperstown, a rainy afternoon here in parts of the southern valleys. Cooperstown included in the counties that are in a flood watch right now. The reasoning I'll show right here in a second. Temperatures hovering in the 40s. Direct your anger toward Buffalo today. I'm just kidding. They are sunny. The rest of the state, rain. In fact, you can see it here on the radar. We zoom out a little bit. A lot of that heavy rain moving into parts of the capital region, right along the line of the Herkimer-Otsego County area right there, which is why, of course, parts of Otsego County is in that flood watch. But again, no rain out in the Buffalo region. So because of that, you can see the areas in green under a flood watch, meaning we're monitoring the potential for flooding, but in fact, nothing's occurring right now. There's one very small case of a flood warning near the border, near Otsego itself, out in Delaware County. Still, though, this afternoon, temperatures in the 50s. We are tracking again that sunshine this weekend. A look at the rainfall totals and what follows this weekend in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this noon, a Utica man is facing...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Friday, guys. It's been such a rainy week. It seems like it's been dragging on. When is this rain going to end? And it hasn't done so today. In fact, there's more widespread rain. A live look in downtown Utica right now. A couple of folks walking down the sidewalk with some umbrellas on. Roadways a little damp as well. In fact, pretty much soaked right now with the amount of rainfall. Steady rain reported in Rome, temperature of 47. It's a cool rain out there today. And don't really expect this temperature to climb all too much. Maybe low 50s if we're lucky. It's not a warm day out there today by any means. In fact, not even a dry day by any means. When you're looking at the radar, widespread rain out here. Pretty much the heavier it is, or the farther east you go into the Mohawk Valley, the heavier that rainfall is. Look at the barrier right here. You head out, say to Camden, and the rainfall is a little bit spotty. It's steady in parts of Rome right now, but we zoom out, radar and satellite, notice a part of New York State which is completely dry, and that's the case here in Buffalo and surrounding areas toward the border of Toronto. Clear, cloudless skies for the most part. Now, a few clouds have started to fire up here, but again, sunny skies out west, widespread rain in the capital region. And as we head into the next couple of days, it's going to warm up a little bit, but the main focus is going to be on what follows this 60-degree weekend. We've got 70s pushing 80 by next week. Warmer weather with a lot more sunshine, especially for these 2 days right here. So the silver lining when it comes to the rainfall, I will say this, is that a lot of that rain falling takes down that pollen count. It's a low pollen count today. It will increase a little bit tomorrow and Sunday, but then as those temperatures climb, the sun is shining, that pollen count rises once more. The biggest allergens right now being birch, ash, and oak for the time being. So still, we are in the thick of allergy season at this point. Either way, that rain is moving through the area as expected. Widespread rain, heaviest out in the capital region. This lingers into the evening. Overnight, the majority of the steady rain ends. There'll be on and off rain, sporadic rain showers by Saturday morning. But when it comes to the afternoon, look at this. The rain exits. We'll see our glimpse of sunshine on Saturday afternoon. Then Saturday evening, plenty of sun. Temperatures upper 50s, low 60s. Not a terribly warm afternoon, but still, compared to previous days, this is going to be a lot nicer. A cold start to your Sunday. Temperatures in the 40s and 30s. Warming up into the low 60s to mid 60s by Sunday afternoon for Mother's Day with wall-to-wall sunshine. So again, a recap, a lot of that heaviest of the rain taking place outside of our area in that sharp contrast as you head out toward Buffalo to show you just where the heaviest of rain is falling for today. 7-day forecast. I mentioned it this morning, Gary. No excuses not to go out and grill some food for your mom. Tell her you love her and make some great grilling foods today or for Sunday with that sunshine. Enjoy the warmth, or I should say warmer weather, and enjoy the wall-to-wall sun.
Well timed for Mother's Day.
Yes, perfect timing.
Yeah, we needed to get rid of all the rain. Eric, thanks. Well, a traffic alert. The Gage joining us now. And Eric, the MoCast, check this out right here. Not today.
Yeah, I might hold off today. In fact, you might even hold off tomorrow as well. Tomorrow afternoon, it's going to dry up, but I think the lawns are so spongy, they're so wet. I think you're just not going to really get a good lawn mowing in. But you wait a few days. It's maybe for Mother's Day evening, maybe it's a Mother's Day gift. Mow your mom's lawn for it. Or just wait until Monday. Give your lawn a chance to catch up on all the water that's just been soaking into the soil. But again, we just have been dealing with this for several days, and once the water table begins to sink a little bit, once the soil becomes less saturated, the lawns will be healthy. Don't get me wrong, this rainfall we've seen recently is more than enough for these locations. Plenty of rain in Cooperstown right now. Temperatures in the 40s, so it's a cool afternoon. Widespread rain with the exception of Buffalo with sunshine out west. And the rainfall right now, we've got this widespread rain here locally, and then with some drying conditions out there. We are tracking the end of this rain this weekend. The details on that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And Oneida County Sheriff's deputy is now being held.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. We are tracking more rain. Yes, more rain moving through our area, but this is a short-term situation. As we head into the weekend, things are trending on the sunnier side. But before we get to that, though, live look at downtown Utica, the rain is still falling again. In fact, I do want to share with you guys an interesting bite. The last time we had 2 days straight of dry weather was back in the middle of March, or middle of April, excuse me, April 17th and 18th. So to put in perspective how long it's been since we had 2 days in a row of dry weather, well, that's the case. We might see 2 days in a row of dry weather next Sunday, or at least this coming Sunday and into Monday. Still, though, temperature sitting at 47 degrees, rain showers, a northwest wind, so conditions right now still a little damp. You can see that widespread rain right here on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. It is heavier as you head into the Mohawk Valley toward the capital region. As you head out west, notice the rainfall is not nearly as significant. In fact, Buffalo, sunshine right now, temperatures in the 50s. It is a nice spring day out there. Meantime, the eastern half of the state, a slightly different story. Either way, as today is still in the 40s, just giving you guys a heads up, we head into next week, even the weekend, warming up. 60s by Saturday and for Mother's Day, then on Monday and Tuesday approaching the mid to upper 70s. So a quick 180 when it comes to season conditions as we head into next week, and those 70s continue on. So the one silver lining with this rainfall, a lot of you who suffer from allergies, this might be a little bit of a relief. We got low pollen counts today due to those cold temperatures and that rainfall. It remains at a medium level for Saturday as well as Sunday, but then they rise again as the temperatures climb tomorrow, or I should say next week, and into the following few days. The top allergens right now, birch, ash, and oak. So rainfall today becoming widespread. It continues to the afternoon and into the evening. We'll keep a close eye on area creeks, streams, and rivers for the potential for flood concerns, especially out east. Then some lingering rain showers heading into early tomorrow morning. But look at this, noontime tomorrow, the sky's clear, sunshine moves in, something we haven't seen in quite a while. And we'll see this with clear skies overnight into Saturday night and Sunday. Temperatures a little cool for Mother's Day morning, 40s and 30s, but we climb into the low to mid 60s by Sunday afternoon with wall-to-wall sunshine. We haven't seen this in quite some time, so get out and enjoy it. Of course, make sure you find ways to spend time outside for Mother's Day. And again, just a quick recap, all those rain showers primarily focusing the bullseye of that event out in the capital region for today. 7-day forecast. We're in the 60s by Sunday, 70s by Monday and Tuesday. Clouds increase, rain chances as well Wednesday and Thursday next week, but much warmer days are ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back with News 2
with Kristen Copeland.
Thanks for joining us. There is a flood watch in effect for Otsego County and other areas through tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about that from the Weather Center in just a minute. Bill is tracking, but first I wanted to show you a live look at the Sequoia Creek. This is from the TAS camera fixed on the Main Street Bridge in Whitesboro. Water moving pretty fast here, but not concerning. The water level is high, but again, not a concerning level. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking from the Weather Center all of the concerns that we do have.
Well, it's obviously been raining. It's been really, really wet. The good news is that the rate of rainfall has been relatively low. So even though it's been raining all day and it's so wet, we haven't had any issues yet. We're going to continue to keep an eye on things as we still have a lot of rain out there. But notice that this is not looking yellow. Usually when it's yellow, orange, and red, that's very heavy rainfall. And it is steadily raining across central New York. We're going to continue to keep an eye on things, but again, things are looking okay at the moment. We'll continue to keep you posted. Again, that flood watch in effect for parts of central New York. We're continuing to track rainfall. We picked up about a half an inch of rain so far. We'll pick up about another quarter of an inch of rain tonight. It's just been a cold, dreary day, a temperature of 51 degrees, but we do expect the rain to come to an end as we head into the start of the weekend. In fact, it looks really nice here for Sunday, and warmer weather is expected to arrive early next week. It continues to rain this evening, but again, we are tracking some nicer weather ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
There are developments in the case of a Utica man who was
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Another soggy day across central New York. The rain is going to continue through tonight, but we expect to see some improvements as we head into the weekend. Let's take a live look in downtown Utica. 51 degrees. It's been a chilly day, and that rain has been nonstop. Thankfully, it has not been super heavy, but it has been very persistent, and we're continuing to see bands move in from the south. We will stay in the rain tonight. The rain's going to linger into tomorrow as this area of low pressure very slowly pushes through. At the moment, no flood alerts. We're continuing to keep an eye on things. We've been watching areas, streams and rivers throughout the day. So far, nothing significant to report, but if anything changes, we'll let you know. Another way to stay on top of the weather is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Beautiful sunset yesterday. This was Sylvan Beach from Jamie Goodwin. It was nice to see the sunshine in very short increments these days. Hopefully we'll see more of it as we head into the weekend. Nicest day of the weekend, Mother's Day. Sunday we're looking at sunshine, temperatures in the upper 60s. A beautiful finish to the weekend after a very dreary weather pattern. I know a lot of lawns are growing quickly, and a lot of folks just haven't had a chance to cut the lawn due to all the rain that we've had for the past week. If you do need to get that lawn cut, it's Sunday and Monday that look to be better. You could do it late Saturday, but again, it's going to be pretty wet still, even though the rain comes to an end. It's going to take a little while to dry out. It's best to wait till maybe early next week. Give the lawn a few days to dry out. 53 degrees in Little Falls, only 49 in West Berlin, 46 in Deansboro, 48 in Sherburne, and 46 degrees in Oneonta. Again, just a chilly day with widespread rain. This area of low pressure will slowly push to the east, and our weather will gradually improve. On and off showers tonight. The rain will become much lighter after midnight. Overnight lows remain in the 40s. We'll start out tomorrow morning dreary, but look at how quickly things change. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a lot of us will be seeing the sunshine, or at least decreasing clouds. And for the rest of the day, it looks nice. Light breeze, temperatures climb to near 60 degrees. Tomorrow night, mostly clear skies. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s, even some 30s in the Adirondacks. Sunday looks beautiful. A nice afternoon, sunny skies, temperatures climb into the mid to upper 60s. Showers tonight, low 44. Tomorrow, it starts out dreary, but we expect improving conditions, sunshine, temperatures in the mid 60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine Sunday and Monday, we warm up. In fact, it's going to feel more like early summer next week. Temperatures close to 80 degrees Monday and Tuesday. It looks dry. Showers eventually return next week, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be this all-day gloomy, chilly rain, more like those hit-or-miss showers and even a few thunderstorms by the end of the week.
I know, now we have to specify what type of rain is coming.
That's right.
All right, Bill, thank you. The Federal Aviation Administration of potential flooding. New York State launched the 333-111 initiative, where you can just text 333-111 and get weather alerts. It's a real-time text-based emergency and weather alert system. You would text the name of York County to that number. For example, I live in Oneida County, so I would text the words Oneida County to the number 333-111. Once the text is sent, you will automatically be enrolled. Now, I also like the Storm Tracker 2 app, not just because I work here, but because it sends us push notifications when there is severe weather, and you can customize it specifically to your town or village. How's that for a promotion, Bill?
That's right. And don't forget, it's not just weather alerts. You could also you'll get alerts when there's really heavy rain around or when there's lightning very close to you. So a lot of things to make use out of. Let's talk about rainfall. We've seen a lot of it. This is the past 7 days from the New York State Mesonet. We've had over 4 inches of rain in Herkimer. A lot of places picking up 3 inches of rain in the past week. Woodgate, Camden, Brookfield, Pasico, and Westmoreland just under 3 inches of rain. That's a lot. That's usually what we have in an entire month. So our soil is saturated. We're continuing to see rain across the region. As of now, no serious flooding issues to pass along, but again, we're going to continue to watch area streams and rivers here throughout the course of tonight. Temperatures are going to warm up. That is something that we haven't had much of lately either. The warm weather, it looks like next week the pattern is going to change in a very big way. Widespread rain continues. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Rain will be gradually coming to an end as we head into tomorrow, but again, if you're heading out this evening, you're going to have to keep the umbrella handy. If you're taking the dog out for a walk, again, just keep that in mind. Molly from Rome is tonight's featured dog. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast, WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. This week, the Department of Education.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Another dreary day across the region. The rain is going to continue throughout the rest of today and into the start of the weekend, but it's not going to be coming down like it is now as we start Saturday morning. Live look at Oneonta, temperature 46 degrees. We have some patchy fog and just poor visibility in spots. The rain is widespread, and again, it's going to continue. Thankfully, it has not been super heavy. We have not had any flooding issues to report as of yet. We'll continue to keep an eye on this as, of course, the rain is continuing. We're not expecting any big problems. So one of the reasons why is that the rainfall rates have been relatively light compared to what we dealt with on Tuesday. It's not quite as warm, not quite as humid out there, and the atmosphere isn't holding as much water as it did a few days ago. But still, it's soggy for sure, and the rain's going to be around early Saturday, but we're expecting sunshine for the second half of the day. Beautiful on Mother's Day, sunshine, 67 degrees. And if you're itching to get out and garden, the weather is looking a lot more favorable heading into late Saturday, especially Sunday. Even into early next week, we're looking at some dry weather, and you might actually have to water here maybe by the middle of next week because it is going to get warm. I know it doesn't feel like it's ever going to, but we are looking at a pretty significant pattern change ahead. A reminder, if you are gardening, it's still too early to plant anything sensitive to frost. I know it's hard to believe, but you can still get frost this time of the year. In fact, to our west, there's frost advisories because those areas have cleared out. We're not expecting frost tonight locally, but if the clouds were not in place, then we would have a chance of seeing that. So again, a reminder, just be careful. It's still possible to get frost here over the next couple of weeks. Skywatchers, Whitesboro checking in with 52, Clinton 50 degrees, Jeff and Mohawk 50 degrees, Westford 48, a chilly day. This area of low pressure will eventually move to the east and weekend, and our weather will improve as we head into the weekend. Showers tonight, overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. We don't pick up much more additional rain tonight. About a quarter of an inch is expected. Rain comes to an end tomorrow. We start out at 8 o'clock in the morning with some showers around, but watch what happens. Throughout the afternoon, sunshine returns from the west. It looks like a beautiful finish to the day. Temperatures will be climbing into the low 60s. Tomorrow night, clear skies. We're down into the 30s in a few spots. On Sunday, it is sunny, and it's a beautiful Mother's Day with high temperatures in the upper 60s. Showers tonight, low 40. Tomorrow, looking at showers in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, high temperature of 65. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Monday, we're up to 78. Sunny skies. Tuesday, close to 80. So feeling summer-like early next week. Showers return, but it's not that steady, widespread rain. More like the hit-or-miss showers and a few pop-up thunderstorms with high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s as we head into the end of next week. We'll be right back.
With Kristen Copeland.
Steady rain continues to fall across central New York, and tonight some counties are under a flood watch. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis is tracking from the Weather Center.
Well, I do have some good news. I don't have anything to report tonight in terms of any significant flooding. There's ponding on the roadways. But in terms of anything serious, again, so far nothing to pass along. Look at these rainfall totals over the past week. 4 inches in Herkimer. A lot of places getting over 3 inches. Woodgate, Camden, Brookfield, Piseco. This is, again, over the past 7 days. We didn't pick up as much rain today as we did earlier this week in 24 hours. Tuesday, we picked up 2 inches in one day in Herkimer, and that's what instigated the flooding. We've seen numbers about half of that, and that's the reason why it's not as serious so far this evening. The rainfall rates are just a lot less. Nevertheless, it's still raining out there, still soggy. Flood watch still in effect for Otsego, Shenango, Fulton, and Montgomery counties. Temperature 50 degrees. It's going to stay chilly throughout tonight. Rain does come to an end. The weekend is looking a lot nicer. And next week, it's going to feel more summer-like, with temperatures making a run towards 80. Rain continues this evening. We're tracking a big change for the weekend. A look at the forecast is coming out. Kristen, back to you.
New York State launched the 333-111 initiative, where you can text 333-111 and get weather alerts back. For example, I live in Oneida County, so I would text Oneida County to 333-111. Once the text is sent, you're automatically enrolled. I like the Storm Tracker 2 app because it's going to send you a push notification if you allow it, and you're going to get that during severe weather. And you can also customize the app to your specific town or village. There are developments in the case of a Utica.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track widespread rain across central New York. There's an end in sight, and it's going to happen this weekend. Let's take a live look in downtown Utica. A chilly 50 degrees. It's been wet. It's been a dreary stretch of weather, really, for the past week. But again, things are going to be changing as we go forward. Rain continues tonight, and it's going to be widespread. Thankfully, it has not been all that heavy. We don't have any flooding to report, anything widespread. There's going to be ponding on roadways. There will be some flooding in poor drainage areas. A lot of places are flooding that typically don't, but that's more of a matter of just soggy soil. That's going to resolve itself over the next couple of days because we do have some drier weather in the forecast. We really need it. And in fact, it's here by Mother's Day. We're looking at lots of sunshine. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s Sunday afternoon. Looks like an absolutely gorgeous finish to the weekend. We do have some rain showers early Saturday, but Saturday will be the transition day. It'll be a lot nicer in the afternoon. And again, temperatures in the upper 60s on Sunday. If you're thinking about gardening, I know it's been wet. I know a lot of you are itching to get out. Maybe it's cut the lawn. The weather will be improving into the weekend, and early next week looks pretty nice as well. Temperatures will be warming up. Beautiful sunset last night, believe it or not. The sun was out for a hot minute. This picture in Sylvan Beach from Jamie Goodwin. Skywatchers checking in. Temperatures on the cool side. Whitesboro 52, Boonville, Marjorie with 45 degrees, Erican Inlet 46, Cooperstown, Stewart with 50. Low pressure is going to move to the east over the next 24 hours, and that will finally unclog the weather patterns. We're looking at drier conditions heading into the weekend. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast showers continue tonight. Saturday morning, we start out with a few showers, cloudy skies, a gloomy start to the weekend, temperatures in the mid-40s. Watch it happens. Skies clear out. By the afternoon, sunshine, temperatures climb into the low to mid-60s. Skies will clear tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s, even some upper 30s possible to the north. Sunny skies on Mother's Day, beautiful afternoon, beautiful finish to the weekend. Showers tonight, low 44. Showers end tomorrow, sunshine in the afternoon, highs in the mid-60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Feeling summer-like next week. Temperatures close to 80 on Monday and Tuesday. Dry weather continues. On and off showers, a few pop-up thunderstorms possible Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Very different than what we're dealing with today with this all-day steady rain. Yeah. This is more the hit-or-miss variety that we typically see in the summer.
All right, Bill, thank you. Still to come here on News Channel 2.
News with Ben Kinney.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Jason is off tonight. I'm joined by Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. I'm so used to saying meteorologist James DeFazio. I'm not used to it. If it feels like it's been raining nonstop, it has.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The last 7 days, I mean, this is what we would get in a month.
Yeah.
We've gotten it in a week. So 4 times as much rain. Wow. We've had some issues here and there, but we've been
Right.
able to weather this for the most part.
Good pun.
The leader here is Herkimer with over 4 inches of rain. But again, most of us saw 3.5 inches, and it's still coming down out there. Just to look at the radar, Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Widespread rain continues. The rates are down compared to earlier today, but again, it's still a soaker out there tonight. Things are going to change. We've got some drier weather on the way. It is a cold rain, too. It's 46 degrees. Light rain continues. Tomorrow, we're looking at changes in the weather. Temperatures climb into the mid-60s on Saturday. We'll climb into the low 70s here on Sunday. Well, hello, Sky. Interrupting the shot. She's just hanging out with me tonight. You want to go over here? Come on over here. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s here as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Tonight, showers around, a low temperature of 44 degrees. We're tracking a nice weekend ahead. We've got to look at the forecast coming out. Ben, back to you.
Always has to be the center of attention, Bill. Thank you very much. Well, earlier.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 46 degrees. It's a dreary night ahead. We're going to see continuing rain showers across the region, but there is an end in sight. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We have widespread rain that continues, and again, there's no let up here for the next several hours. Thankfully, this rain is relatively light. The rain is going to become lighter as we head into tonight. Temperatures are going to be cool. We're going to stay in the 40s here as we start the weekend. Mother's Day looks nice. We're looking at sunshine, high temperatures in the upper 60s. It's going to be a beautiful stretch of weather here once we get into the weekend. But again, we've got to get through tonight and early tomorrow before the weather will finally start to improve. Doing some gardening. It's a good weekend to do it. Not Saturday morning, but by later in the day, the weather does look to warm up. And you don't have to water anytime soon. Of course, the ground is going to be very saturated for quite a while here. Also, a reminder, too, you don't want to plant anything sensitive to frost because we could still get frost this time of the year. It's not until late May that we're really safe from frost. The old saying, wait till Memorial Day to plant, usually a pretty good idea around here. Bigger picture shows this nor'easter that will slowly weaken as it pushes to the east. And again, conditions will very slowly improve. Showers will come to an end tonight. Temperatures will start out in the 40s tomorrow. Cloudy skies, gloomy in the morning, but sunshine is expected in the afternoon. High temperatures climb into the low 60s. Again, just a beautiful day. Clear skies tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. Even some upper 30s are possible early Sunday morning. And then just a beautiful stretch of weather here Sunday afternoon with high temperatures in the 60s. Showers tonight, low temperature of 44. Tomorrow, looking at morning showers, afternoon sunshine, 65 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Beautiful weather here and turning warm as we head into early next week. Temperatures in the upper 70s Monday and Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms possible Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. We'll be right back.
Good evening. Joined by Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and we're looking at a few days of rain.
Yeah.
And some decent numbers. I mean, this is about a half month's worth or even a month's worth. Hi, Sky. We got Sky the Wonder Dog with us as well.
Can't see her on camera.
No, you can't.
She's hanging out with us tonight, so you might see her popping in and
Yeah.
out. But yeah, this is a lot of rain. A
it
week's
is.
worth of rain, a month's worth of rain in a week, and our total is as high as 4 inches in Herkimer. That's obviously where we saw some of those flooding issues. We do have rain out there tonight. Thankfully, we have not had flooding issues or anything substantial to report. We've obviously had ponding on roadways, saturated soils, water in people's yards, even some water in some folks' basements, but nothing like what we had on Tuesday where there were roads that were washed, that were flooded out. Well, we are tracking some rain out there this evening. This is the tail end of it. Things are going to be better, or at least drying out as we head into tomorrow. Current temperature, it's only 47. It's chilly. It's a chilly rain. It's been like that all day. We'll be in the 60s tomorrow and Sunday. A warming trend is ahead. In fact, it's going to feel a lot more like summer here as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Showers tonight, Temperatures remain in the 40s. We're tracking a wet start to the weekend, but it gets nicer pretty quickly. We've got lots of sunshine ahead, too. Look at the forecast coming up. Ben, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. We're following breaking news.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. It is a dreary night here in central New York. It's been a dreary day, and the weather staying pretty unsettled. Temperature 46 degrees. Again, a live look in downtown Utica. Widespread rain continues. This is going to come to an end as we head into tomorrow, but for now, we'll be in the thick of it. Thankfully, the rain is not all that heavy. By the time we get into Mother's Day, the weather looks beautiful. Look at sunshine, high temperatures in the 60s, a big turnaround weather-wise as we head throughout the weekend. With the weather eventually getting nicer, you might want to think about doing some gardening. The weather looks much better for Sunday and beyond. And of course, you don't have to water anytime soon. Mother Nature's been doing that pretty much for the entire week. A reminder too, just be careful what you plant. We can still get frost this time of the year, although it becomes less and less common, especially in the Mohawk Valley. But the higher elevations are really not safe until late May. We're not there yet. Bigger picture, low pressure continues to move to the east. Again, we're in the thick of it tonight, but there is an end in sight. As this low moves to the east, the rain will go with it. And tonight, rain will become lighter throughout tonight, and we'll have a few showers around early tomorrow, but watch what happens throughout Saturday afternoon. Clouds give way to sunshine, and it's going to be a lot nicer. Temperatures will climb into the low 60s. Clear skies tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop into the upper 30s to low 40s. So again, getting down to the 30s in spots tomorrow night. Sunshine on Mother's Day. It is looking gorgeous with high temperatures in the upper 60s. Tonight, we're looking at some showers around at low temperature of 44. Tomorrow, showers give way to sunshine and a much nicer finish to the day, a high of 65. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're tracking, again, a big warm-up. In addition to drier weather, temperatures will be on the rise. 67 on Sunday. Notice we're into the upper 30s Sunday night. So again, we've got to be careful what we plant, because we can still get pretty chilly at night this time of the year. Monday's high 78. That's a nice turnaround. 38 to 78 in the same day. Tuesday, 79. Some scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms are possible as we head into the end of next week with temperatures in the 70s.
Haven't had a Sky cameo yet. She just walked off.
She was literally right on the floor next to me.
She was. I did send you a picture of that, by the way. I did snap a picture of that.
All right.
Cute picture. Slept all the way through your entire weathercast, but it's all right. Last time she was up here, she did it to my newscast. So
there you go.
We're even. All right. Thank you very much, Bill. Still to